Blitzkrieg, heartbreaking loss there at the end after that Baron pit fight. Nickel, what do you think they can do to improve in the next game?
Kind of hard to say, but I think you guys kind of covered it in the end of the last match right there. Was pretty much just better decision making. I feel like they had their hearts in the right place by going for that Baron, but I don't think they were doing it in the right sense. We were talking about it during the break as well for this, is that they probably should have used it more for bait rather than actually going as hard as they did for it. It just seemed like that really just tunnel vision, thinking that, I don't know if they thought that they had like a free Baron on their hands or there wouldn't be any contesting, but they just weren't able to retaliate in the way that I think they thought that they were gonna be able to take it. But that was really the turning point, and like I said, you blink and the game was over. Then that was a very bad turning point for Blitzkrieg. And like we were saying, I mean, they have good points throughout the game. They were in the lead. They were doing very well. And then all of a sudden, it's just like a couple of kills, and then that Yasuo turned on and just was able to take them all out.
Yeah, speaking of the Yasuo, I'm wondering how much of a lineup change we'll see from Blitzkrieg this time. I think they need to do something with, if not their bot lane, at least their mid lane here. Get someone that can be a little more, if not consistent, at least aggressive. Because it seemed like Huge was a little afraid to get turned on in these fights. Seemed like he was more concerned about surviving than just blowing stuff up.
If I were in Blitzkrieg's shoes right now, I would consider changing the mid lane more than I would the bot lane. Their bot lane strategy worked incredibly well. I thought that it was very impressive how they played it, as they were able to stop Yasuo pretty much in his tracks. But the Corki could not create enough threat to keep that jungle away from the bot side.
Yeah, I'd also, I know that, you know, when you're a confident player, you want to get those stacking items, but I would really like to see a different item than Dark Seal on the Heimer if they go with it. I mean, it's nice to see those stacks go up, but once the Heimer started dying, it's a dead item.
No cure for fools.
Alright, so they take out two of the big threats that Option 12 had last time. Option 12's bans remain somewhat consistent. We'll see where the picks go.
If it ain't broke, don't try and fix it.
Alright, so Darius now. Odin going off script, and a Nunu pick as well. Nunu, who we haven't really seen since week 1.
No, but he's incredibly meta right now. Very popular pick.
Alright, so Sejuani and Nunu probably the jungle characters, unless Nunu's somewhere else now. Cool.
Could be Nunu. Nah, it's Darius jungle and Nunu top lane.
No, it's Darius support.
I was thinking Nunu ADC myself, but what do I know?
It could happen. Oh, Pike! Second time we've seen him in the LCUS.
Yep, hopefully it goes a little bit better. But, you know, with this new meta, Pike can do very well, I'm sure. Looks like Lismakis was happy with the Kindred. See if they stick with it. Oh, that's right. Yorick was not banned, so Yorick is now free to get picked up. There's the Karthus! Yes!
Karthus Nunu is incredibly powerful in the Korean meta right now, so I'm excited to see this here in the LCUS.
Finally someone picks Karthus. It's time. Now I can no longer say, where's the Karthus ult? Because we know where it'll be.
Well, no, now you have to say it every time.
Well, yeah. True.
You don't have that.
Alright, so Lucian taken out. I'm expecting that we'll then see a Kaisa ban as well. It's actually kind of funny because with the meta the way it is and not knowing necessarily who's going where, every ban for the last 2 bans is probably going to be ADCs just in case. Assuming they aren't picked early. Just to make sure they aren't thinking of going anything normal. Or what used to be normal.
Draven out.
That old school junk. But we'll see. Last 2 bands coming out here. Zillion, alright.
Zillion is a very strong answer to a lot of this meta. he's seeing a whole lot of play.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
Zillion was pretty strong in the LCUS also. For that hot minute there, he was getting picked.
mhm.
And we do see the Malzahar blocked out. Alright, Trundle. Kaisa is still on the board. So, we'll see if someone picks that up there. Or they could just do whatever they want, which is fine too. Alright. So, this is interesting. We'll deal with that once we figure out where they're playing, their particular roles.
Yeah, option 12 sticking to tried and true, what's known, with the exception of whatever would be APC, whatever he's playing.
Alright, and possibly a Brand, I'm guessing Brand support? Nope, Garen. Okay.
All right, that is a Darius Garen bot lane, folks. Welcome to League of Legends. It's a very simple game with standardized roles, and everything makes sense.
My brain hurts.
Well, they're just playing into the event that's going to be going on soon, if it hasn't started already, between Darius and Garen. They're giving us a little preview.
Well, I guess it's a united pantheon now.
Yeah, it's what we can all be friends, guys. We don't need.
See what you did there?
I'm ignoring what he did there. So, you know, friendship in the bot lane, no fighting. But we'll see what happens. Option 12 being the less durable team this time, which is interesting. Durability all around on Blitzkrieg's side. I mean, even Karthus is technically durable because he can keep casting spells after he dies.
Option 12 is definitely being super bold with these choices. They really don't have that. They got a great team fight.
Yeah, they have a good team fight. I'm not too impressed with their bot lane. I mean, it's a kill. They're designing it to be a kill lane with double ignite. And of course, you got Lux's snare and Pyke's ability to pull back in people who try to get away. Plus, Sejuani is the queen of CC. But
I agree. It's the exact same choices on the other team. Darius, incredible pull. He can land more than one pull, too. Garen, I think he's going to have a similar damage output to Lux. I don't know what's going to happen in the spot lane.
Yeah, we'll have to see. There is the thing to look out for, though, is Lux will have a lot more poke potential than Darius and Garen do. But Garen, of course, with his passive, doesn't matter how much poke he takes, he can just suck his thumb under the turret for a minute and be fine. Wipe the raspberry jam off his face, depending which meme you want to subscribe to. Then top lane, Trundle, Yorick, two very bruiser champions there. I'm interested to see where the jungles go. I mean, obviously, we've been seeing a lot of jungles getting supported by their mid lane. But the mid lane is probably the most standard we're going to see today if the if the rest of the games are like game one with two AP casters.
If Nunu is anywhere but the blue side jungle, he's not doing a very good job. Cheney needs to set up his tent and not leave. Just going back to get his own camps.
Well, we'll see what happens. So, Nicola, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to scrape your brains up off the floor, put them back in your head somehow, and give me what Darius and Garen's game plan is here.
Sorry. Don't know if you noticed, but yeah, I literally scraped my. Anyways, it's. But anyways, my brain hurts. It's going to be an interesting thing. I feel like it's pretty. Not terrible, but at the same time, it's going to be. You kind of said it. It's going to be interesting to see because we have Pyke and Lux. Lux is going to have incredible poke potential on these two. It's going to really depend on if Darius can get a pull on them, and I feel like that they're going to have really good kill potential. It's just going to be if they have the opportunity to get it.
Mm-hmm.
That's really the key here.
I'm going to put on my prophet hat and say at level 2, Blitzcrank is going to get first blood in the
Krieg.
bot lane.
Yep,
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
it's the same. That's their mascot. We all know it's
I think they have the potential to do that for sure. They have absurd damage output, and Garen's silence, I'm sure, will help them out quite a bit.
Yeah, for sure. That's why I say it's not a terrible bot lane. It's just very hard to wrap my head around.
Mhm.
But
That's why I asked you for the comedy.
indeed, I know. That's why I fed into it. Anyways, go have fun with the skin analysis and this game.
We
if
will
you can
try.
Call it that.
Thank you.
There's no fun left in this game.
I think option 12 wins again, if only because they all have skins.
Well, Elementalist Lux looks like the Star Guardian that was cut before the show started.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's some coordination there too. So option 12 wins the skin analysis again, I would say. But, you know, once again, shout out to having Karthus in a game.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Blitzkrieg, just because of the United States of Karthus. It's really where we all live.
All right. So let's see where, if there's an invade again or not. Did have the invade last time. Not
Yep.
sure. Yeah, it looks like they're moving.
Both teams are moving in the exact same pattern. So they're gonna meet. I think that Blitzkrieg is going to meet them in the tri-bush.
Nope. Option 12 is just getting totally spied. Alright. Little hit there on Cheney. Oh, big team fight all around. Let's see where the damage output comes down. Yuge and Cheney both very low. Yuge has to flash. Ghost is popped as well. A lot of damage getting put off here. Odin goes forward. Trying to get at Prowler. May get the blood. Bleed may get him. 7 hit points. 7 hit points. Prowler gets away with 7 hit points. But at what cost? Good flash there by Goonstomp. Klagstrong goes down as well.
Folks, this is too much. That was a beautiful invade from both teams. I thought it was going to go option 12. I don't know about you, Kenos.
Yeah, option 12 looked like they had a lot of potential there to get the upper hand, and for a moment there it seemed like they were, but I think they stuck around a little too long. I mean, obviously they wanted to get something out of that invade, but I think the second that the retreat started, they should have fallen back as well. And I'm sure they're thinking the same thing. But instead now we've got gold on characters who very much need it, the top and the bot lane. And we will see if that helps them out.
Yeah, Trundle wanted it. He went very crazy and started that whole second team fight.
Yeah, really good job there by Odin to put the pressure on, because I think that Blitzkrieg was willing to give it up as well. I think that there was a thought that they could, they should just let the fallback happen. They got their damage out, they rattled them a little bit, but then Odin was like, nope, I want kills. And he got a kill for his trouble. But now we'll have to see. Looks like Cheney is starting to maneuver into that jungle. Klagstrong taking a lot of damage, have to fall back. Oh, I forgot that with Pyke's passive healing as well. So kind of comparable to Garen's. Ooh, good tower shot there. Goonstomp in a little bit of trouble. Cheney meanwhile trying to steal red. Truffle already stole Cheney's red though, so not going to get away with too much there. A little bit of damage on Huge. Odin and Prowler exchanging some hits early as well. I'm worried about this Pyke. I don't know if Klagstrong is going to have the ability to actually ever get within range of Darius and Garen, at least not in the laning phase.
Well, that's the problem with this matchup. He absolutely doesn't want to get in range. You want to keep away so Ashway can keep the poke going. But you're not going to poke down a Garen, and Darius wants you to get in arm's reach because he will lose your day.
Yeah, and so I mean that kind of makes Pike essentially a dead character. No, no lore jokes intended there. Um, for a long time until they get like some jungle help, or Ashway's pokes are so good that they can finish that. Pike can go in and wrap up. But that doesn't seem like it's going to happen. There's the silence, and that should... Oh, silence just barely ends. Good pull there on the Garen. A little bit of extra poke, but doesn't matter. He's emoting about it. Meanwhile, Huge and Lismakis are more or less equal. Both poking each other a little bit here and there. Looks like Cheney's content to stay in his own jungle for right now. See if that loss of tempo hurts them later. Trying to get a fish there, misses. So we'll have to see. It looks like Truffle is going to try to angle there, but is totally spotted. Realizes it. What's Cheney up to? Waiting for Crab to respawn, looks like. Just quietly waiting. Prowler, very little mana up in the top lane. There's the Crab. And, yeah, it looks like Garen is playing the support card. I actually like the double relic shield. I think that's very cute down there in the bot lane, helping each other out.
Well, it's incredible survivability. Everybody win. It's a profit machine, folks. This is a mid-level marketing bot lane.
All right, a lot of damage going out on Cheney here. Huge is there to help create territory. Chaos gets a little forward there. May end up getting stunned. There's a flash to try to make it happen. It does happen. Goonstomp goes in, probably a little too excitedly there. Yeah, Goon is not fed enough to go 4v1 as Darius quite yet. Give it time. Prowler hits 6 before Odin does, but Odin should be right behind him.
And with Huge yet to hit it, he really doesn't have that global presence yet.
Yeah, for sure though, Huge is also almost 6. Which could lead to some good altercations there in those kind of haphazard fights. But we'll have to see. Lismakis being very aggressive, trying to take advantage of 6th level gains, but Huge is now also 6, so we'll see what happens. Also burning through his mana pretty quickly. Really, I would say overusing that burning aura, or whatever the appropriate term is.
I agree, but it's a double-edged sword. If you really want the, oh wow, Clag in some trouble in the bot lane as well as Chaos. We do see Ashway landed by the grab. Goonstomp throwing those dots happening, folks. Damage over time.
Yeah, Ashway is very low mana. I think that her and Clagstrong both should head back at this point. Their gold is not great, but at least to the point where they should try to at least get their mana back.
Oh, Huge going low in the mid lane. I can't even remember what I was talking about, folks. That was just so interesting.
Well, we do have Ashway now trying to stay solo here. Try to get Goonstomp and Chaos off the turret. Looks like she has succeeded. As you said, Karthus very low. We're going to see if Lismakis is thinking about bullying him a little bit. Odin also getting bullied out of lane, but then decides to turn around and just not get caught in the prison. But this looks like it was just a brief altercation. Haven't seen too many jungle ganks yet, except for that little fight there in the bot lane. Truffle has been trying, but he keeps getting caught out by the wards.
Big rotation on the Goonstomp, but it breaks off when he leaves.
Yeah, Goon Blue ghosts to get out of there. Yep, back and forth in the top lane. Here comes the mid lane back, getting a couple of items. Straight bot of Phage by Goonstomp, so that'll give him a lot of power.
Yeah, and I remember what I was saying now. With Karthus, it's a two-edged sword. You want to get all those mana flow band procs that you can. Also, he wants to make sure that he's triggering that tier as much as possible. So early game, it's almost incentivized to go as low as you can, as fast as you can to get all the stats.
Indeed. Good attempt to gank there by Klagstrog. He does get the pull. Good stun there, too. Alright, and here comes the Karth Assault, just for giggles. Alright, so stun potential gets huge down, and now option 12 is got a tied score. 4 people in the mid lane. Chaos puts a ward down just to watch them take another Earth Drake. Or first Earth Drake of this game, but the third one we've seen so far today. But that also spots their almost attempted rotation to just head straight bot. Looks like they changed their mind. Goonstomp caught out by that ward. Lot of good wards so far in this game. Really doing a lot of work. Oh, here comes the big pull. Looking to get Truffle Source. They should get him. Oh, big team laser though. Let's see if Ashway is able to get out of this. Lots of flashes blown. Should be able to. Great Bear Odin's really trying though. So is Chaos. Chaos backs off. Odin gets rebuked. And Pyke meanwhile continues to farm. So it looks like they'll be able to take Earth Drake here. It's a pickup Blitzkrieg desperately needs to keep the momentum on their side. Meanwhile, Prowler up there in the top lane. Free farming, though it's a little less significant if he isn't an Nasus.
Still impactful. That first turret gold still out on the table.
Yeah, indeed. Shouldn't get it down, though, but we'll see. Does have that rune, gives him a little bit of extra turret damage. With the teleport blown from that last engagement, Odin has to walk back. But it looks like Prowler isn't willing to commit to taking it down entirely. There is a massive CS difference between both sides of the bot lane. Goonstomp and Chaos have over 100 CS compared to the 60 from option 12. That's pretty significant.
Yeah, and what's even more interesting is that CS is on Flagstrong. Lux not taking any, even though it'd be much safer for her to be in the ADC position.
Yeah, I would agree, but I think they really want to get Klagstrong in that ADC role, at least in so much as the fact that Klagstrong will be the one dealing the damage. Ashway in a little bit of trouble here. May go down here. Yep. Goonstomp gets pulled for his trouble, but should get out. Klagstrong's thinking about going in. Yep, just gets silenced.
I'll say this continues. I'm very happy that Chaos has put on his carry pants. Supports can carry, folks, and he's showing that.
He's only got 1 kill, don't get too excited. Big silence there, though. Yeah, that silence is getting really, really troubling for champions who want to try to get out after they've been engaged on. But we'll have to see what happens. Huge taking quite a beating in the mid lane. 27 CS down. Odin also getting poked on a little bit here. Probably very low on mana, though. Looks like Truffle's trying some sneakiness. Thinking about it.
First turret gold did go over to Blitzkrieg.
Once again, in one of those little things they really need to keep in this game. Not that they're, you know, too in danger of losing momentum at this stage. Their lead is not insurmountable or, you know, even extremely noteworthy, but at the very least they still have the lead at this point. So keeping it is something Blitzkrieg has always struggled with, so hopefully they can maintain it. That being said, this turret's going down.
Ultimate used on Nunu. Walks out to the bottom.
Yeah, Cheney is very low though, so I would like to see Cheney go home before he gets deleted by something. Most likely Ashway, his ult. Oh, good hook there by Klagstrong, and that is probably going to be the end of Goonstomp. Oh, and the ult went off, so we can do it again. Doesn't quite have the angle for it though, so backs off. Oh, trying to hook somebody. Misses Chaos. Alright, so good job there by option 12. And then they take their winnings and they go home. And that's the way you do it. Alright, 1.6 is the lead now, still in favor of Blitzkrieg at the moment. Dragon won't be up for a while, and it will be another Earth Drake. Alright, so Sig, if you are Blitzkrieg right now, what do you do to try to get back any momentum that you may have lost from that last engagement?
That engagement went very poorly for him. I think a lot of that was Goonstomp's placement, but I still don't think that they're behind anywhere. Even in the mid lane, what would appear to be incredibly behind, Karthus does not go off early in any situation. So he's not the major carry that we need to be worrying about. That's definitely going to be Trundle. That's definitely going to be this bot lane of Chaos and Goonstomp. So I think he's still going to play an incredibly strong role, and I don't think that they really have too much to worry about quite yet. But that could change right now, as we do see Greybeard Odin have to flash away from that invade from the mid lane.
Yeah, if this top lane goes down, they will definitely be on the back foot then. We'll have to see if he gets any help. But then again, Lismakis has just fallen back. Looks like trying to collapse to protect that mid lane. Meanwhile, Goonstomp is alone against 3 in the bot lane, so he should probably get out of there. Not able to get this turret. Did get some good damage on it, though. Top lane is very low. Odin's turret is probably going to go down in the next wave or two.
Low and Prowler just left. Went mid lane. I think they're planning something. We're going to have to see. It could be a team fight, trying to catch Blitzkrieg on the field.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if they're going to try something to that regard. We'll have to see, though. Oop. Clag misses a hook there. Would have been very unfortunate for Blitzkrieg if it landed. And Odin looks like he's fallen back after a call out that Klagstrong was coming up. So I think a big part of this is just going to be who gets caught out is going to be what really decides the next few minutes of this game, because there's a lot of potential to get caught out here. Ooh, good pull there by Goonstomp. This could have been it, but he lost his nerve there.
I think it was not. They didn't follow through with his teammates. Didn't follow through because you have to be careful. That Cinder could have made a 1-for-1. So I think that was probably the best. They just let that go. Speaking of letting go, top side turret does go down in favor of option 12.
And Odin has to deal with that split push. So lack of top lane at the moment, though he does have teleport available. Huge in a lot of trouble here. Gets hooked, gets pulled, flashes. Oh, Klagstrong really wants it. Flashes as well. Big slow there on Huge. Prowler is here too, and they get the prison.
Interesting point. Karthus used his ultimate before death, so his death interrupted it.
But they are getting kills from it. Good job there by Goonstomp, turning it around. They've gotten 3 for 2 so far. They want more. They might get it. Truffle flashes. Chaos flashes. Chaos flashing here not only goes after Truffle, but cuts off Lismakis. Ashaway just respawned. Probably going to come and try to help. Lismakis gets away with a little help from a big dragon. And falling back is definitely the best course of action here, but it looks like they're going to try to take it anyway. We'll see. There is a ward here, so they do see them trying to take the dragon. And Lismakis announces himself and scares them off. Okay. So good fight there for Blitz. Unfortunate for Huge that his ult got cancelled, but now he knows not to do that again.
Yeah, it's super dangerous. You either have to use your ult in complete safety or immediately after death. It's never worth doing during a team fight. Way too much risk. Also, any kind of stun would have interrupted that as well.
Yeah, not only that, but it also reduces his damage output because it takes him to channel it. So you lose in those team fights the ability to use his Q to get a lot of bombardments down. Yeah, lay waste is, I think, a lot better to just blanket the field with than channeling that ult. Unless, you know, someone's getting away at very low health. But we'll have to see what happens here. Dragon is still available, of course, because of Blitz getting chased off of it. Flagstrong did a little sweep there to see if he was spotted. Is not. Chaos and Cheney are here. So it could be a 2v2. Karthus is here as well, though with almost no mana. This could be
Well, he
another team
does
play.
get infinite, so it could be a pro swing.
Stun hit there on the Nunu. I'd like to see a Nunu ult in a second here. Alright, a lot of stun slows there. Big stun there to stop Cheney. Laser almost misses. I think it may have winged him a little bit here. Great Beard of Odin is cut out in a 5v1, 4v1. 1 for 1 so far. Huge in a little bit of trouble. Here comes Flagstrong. Oh god. Oh dear.
That's what option 1 needed to really turn this game around, as they take the lead for the first time in about 5 minutes. They are going to get a dragon off this. I think that was just very bad engage after the Lux ult. They really needed this.
Yeah, I would agree with that, especially Odin fighting 4v1. That just, I mean, granted he stalled them out enough to secure that kill, but at the same time that was a big sacrifice that kind of put his team on the back foot because they were missing one of their bruisers.
Yeah, almost a lack of focus on the carries at that point. Too much focus from Greybeard.
Really good job by Klagstrong, though, getting those 3 kills in a row. Don't want to go up against a Pyke with low health. It's never going to end well. And impressive second showing from Pyke here in the LCUS.
Yeah, much better than his premiere. I will say it's interesting. Pyke did have ult up, and he used it, but he didn't use it to secure the final kills. Not really sure why. Maybe it didn't get the kill on the first one because of the ultimate.
Yeah, it did
Could have
not.
been a number of things.
It did not get the kill on the second one, I believe it was. It got the kill on the first one and then missed the second. So Clag had to do some work with his feet to get the last one, as opposed to just Xing all over the place. Oh, there's the pull on Chaos here. Chaos is stunned, but the spin does continue. And Clag moves on. Ultimate did miss there, so does not have the burst potential. But at this point, Pyke is just becoming extremely dangerous. Now let's see if Option 12 is able to get this Baron. They are completely seen.
He does have ult up. Flash.
Here comes Goon. Prison, though. Yeah, Goon is just not able to excel in these engagements. Big Karthus ult, though. Flash is blown here on Prowler. Cheney and Huge both have to run. Odin, meanwhile, is all alone. Here comes the hook. Doesn't manage to get it.
Well-timed flash and incredibly well done by...
And now here comes a lot of poke potential here as they attack this turret. Chaos gets pulled. Does get a spin out there. Maybe a little too far forward, though. Good roots. Odin is now getting pulled, but that was a pull Pyke didn't want. Big laser here. Where's the Karthus ult? Alright, it was used already. It was used to initiate this fight, in fact. Yeah, I was going to say, where's the Darius ult? But Darius gets pushed back as well.
Everyone's ults are... Everyone's just so low.
Yeah,
Oh.
everyone's so low. Asking for that Garen ult or that Darius ult, but no dice.
Heck, that Pyke ult.
Yeah.
Anybody's ult at that point would have been stupid.
But it was not meant to be. We do see Truffle returning home, getting that healed up. Next dragon, another Earth Drake. So 3 Earth Drakes this game. Helping both sides out with objectives. Gold lead is still about 2.3, which is more or less what it's been throughout the game, either for one side or the other. But, I mean, it seems as though the thing that Option 12 is doing well here is they have a way to initiate team fights very cleanly. Pike goes forward, throws hook, grabs somebody, fight start. Whereas Blitzkrieg doesn't really have that. And whenever Goonstomp tries to do it, we do pick off his Marcus here though. But whenever Goonstomp tries to do it, he just gets killed. Doesn't quite have the durability that one might expect from a Darius at this point. Due to slightly different build. Trying to get this turret. Truffle and Clag say no. Ashaway is here as well. Meanwhile, Garen versus Prowler in the mid lane, which could be a normal fight between top laners, except that Garen's support Garen. So, not quite the same. Oop.
That pole interacted with the Lux root, so it would have missed if not for the pole.
And here comes the shark looking for more prey. Oh, big stun there. Meanwhile, Clag goes after the other side, but pulls Cheney instead of Huge. Good sidestep there, but gonna get killed by Prowler for his trouble. And Huge goes down as well. Yeah, the engage is just absolutely insane. And without
So difficult to manage.
Yeah, and without too much in the way of counter engagement, Blitzkrieg's having a real hard time dealing with that now. Or rather, all game. But now as the game progresses and there's still the same problem, it's becoming even more painful. In fact, we see that again. Fortunately, Goon's able to get out that time. Bot lane turret is going to go down to... Oh, almost goes down to Winions. 53 hit points. 36 hit points. Alright, so bot lane turret's still alive. Here comes Huge to clean it up. Dragon up in 4 seconds. Baron is getting taken right now, though. And the ward is no longer on there. So... I guess I just assumed that option 12 is somewhere else, but that assumption is going to cost them quite a bit.
Either an assumption or a just acceptance that you're not going to get that.
Alright, so Clag is here. Might try to go in on Chaos. Misses. Not sure I agree with that ghost pop there. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication, but what can you do? Alright, so 2 dragons versus a Baron and a dragon. And a lot of turrets taken versus just the 1. So definitely not a great position for Blitzkrieg to be in. Here comes Clag. Huge is just gone. Does show up a very nice wall there to stop anyone from coming after his team. But walls go down, and here comes Clag again. Good sidestep there by Chaos. Very enemy at the gates moment here. Not so much the movie, it's just a concept. And on top of that, it's a 4v4 because you do have Prowler split pushing. And so now there has to be a split to deal with that. Now it's a 4v3 in mid, as Huge won't be up for a little bit still. Odin flashes to try to get out. Big damage on that turret though. Big laser. Chaos is not dead. Dead. Ashroy gets that last second hit. Cheney does get out. Clagstrong gets another kill. And Lismakis takes out Goonstomp. This may be game. Yeah, maybe not. It is Cheney and Huge up against 5-man team. Big ult doesn't really hit anybody. Clagstrong gets the pull as well. Cheney really trying, but the ult takes him out. And that's the end of that. So much more
GG.
dominating performance from Option 12 this time.
It is, but even then, it was Blitzkrieg's game there for a while. The most winningest losing team in the LCUS again.
Indeed. Yeah, their consistency getting early leads is just so interesting to me.
And they're all gifted players. I don't know if it's just the state of the meta and the one before this, but it's just not clicking. Once they get that lead, they really don't ever capitalize.
All right, pulling up some graphs. A lot of damage dealt to champions all over the board. Four of Option 12's team did more damage than anyone there. That's unfortunate to see. A little disheartening, but Option 12 firmly declaring that they are in first place. Lest we forget. All right. So Nickel, what do you think about that last game? Nickel. All right. Well, with Nickel not here, going to hop into the interview talking to Clagstrong. Hey, Clag, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Doing all right. Congratulations on your games.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
So, playing some different champions than what we normally see you guys pull out.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about your two different picks for this set of games?
Um, Both games, it was a little rough in the beginning, but I feel like once each kind of hit their power spikes with items, it was a little easier going. Plus, I feel like just team wise, we worked rather well once we were coordinated and kind of figure out what the flow of the game was like. So
All right, yeah, definitely, and especially in that second game, there was a lot of you going off with Pike there. Um, was there? We noticed that Ashway playing Lux could have been maybe a safer place to store the gold. So was that just like a focus then? You're the ADC, so get you fed, or was there some other logic behind that?
there's kind of 2 points. One, it's just kind of obviously playing a melee champion in the bot lane against two other melees that have a much better early game. She's kind of able to pick up that extra CS, so we're not just losing a bunch of gold.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, um, obviously, Lux has a lot of damage in her kit, and she scales rather well as well. So when she kind of hits her power spike as well late game, it's just a lot of damages coming out from two very bursty champions.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And obviously, with Pike's kit, you want to get people low so you can get that execute off.
Indeed. All right. Nickel, Sig, you guys got anything?
Incredible performance. I love you pulling out the support pick to carry. Always huge fan of that. You make me proud. What would you say was the biggest obstacle going from the meta that you're used to this all things goes Underdome mentality?
I don't know. I think it's just kind of getting used to it because I've been playing League for a really long time, and this is the biggest time where like it's everything's kind of been turned upside down. And it's just trying to get out of that fixated mindset that ADCs are what you want to play in the bot lane. So I'd say that's probably my biggest obstacle with this whole meta right now.
All right. Yeah, I'm sure that's what everyone's kind of dealing with a little bit here, trying to figure out what a carry is anymore.
Right.
You know. All right. Excellent. Well, once again, congrats on your game, and congrats on getting first place again. And
Thank you.
good luck on holding on to it as the rest of the split plays out.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much, guys.
All right. Well, then with that, we'll be moving into our second set of games in just a few moments here. Northern Storm versus Cowbell. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.